Hey YouTube, this is Lucky from Lucky and Butt Wipe on Twitch TV, and it has finally been done. Finally, all three characters have now soloed Crota on hard mode. The first, of course, was the Warlock, the second was the Titan, and third is the Hunter. Alright, and on this video I'm going to go over a little strategy analysis comparison between the three characters, so that if you are interested in any way in beating Crota on hard mode solo yourself, then I'm going to give you all the little tips and tricks that you're going to need in order to do so. Sorry about that, I couldn't actually afford the intro. I could only afford the free template, so that's why I had that there. But let's get to it. So basically in this video I want to break down the strategy comparison between the three different characters. There's a lot to the strategy taken down, and for the most part it takes a lot of time to get the strategy down flawless, but I don't want to go over every detail because then this video would be well over an hour long. I just want to go over the most important detail, and that is how to down Crota. All the other things are pretty much the same between the three different characters: how to regenerate your health using the Red Death, how to do the heavy ammo glitch using No Land Beyond, Icebreaker, etc., etc. Most of the things are pretty universal between the characters, but the things that aren't are the supers. Each character has its own super: the Titan, the Warlock, the Hunter. They all have a different super, and they each need to use their supers or their grenades or whatever it is to take Crota down, and they all have to use a very different strategy. And so that's what I want to break down, is the different strategies that it takes to take Crota down to make him kneel. Now the first character that I'm going to break down is going to be my favorite character. If you guys know me, if you watch my stream at all, you know that I'm a big fan of the Titans. For the longest time I actually had only 3 Titan characters. That's how much I like Titans. So I'm going to break down the Titan strategy first because it's the one that I know the best, and then after that I will break down the rest of the strategies. Alright, so the first thing you're going to need to know as a Titan trying to solo Crota on hard mode is that you're going to need the chest piece known as the Armamentarium. Now this is an awesome chest piece, one of my favorites. Before the expansion it was my favorite exotic piece before I found the beloved Ruin Wings, but for soloing Crota on hard mode you're going to need the Armamentarium. And the reason why you need Armamentarium is because you're going to need to produce enough DPS in a very short amount of time to make Crota kneel. Because you don't have the luxury of having 6 people in the lobby shooting rockets at Crota, you just have you yourself shooting rockets and throwing grenades. You need to have Armamentarium so that you can shoot 1 Gjallarhorn rocket followed by 2 magnetic grenades and then followed by a second Gjallarhorn rocket. And with those 4 things combined, that is enough DPS for the Titan to make Crota kneel. Now it's not just as easy as that, of course, because you can't just simply run in there, shoot 1 Gjallarhorn, throw 2 magnetic grenades and shoot another Gjallarhorn and then kill Crota in 1 sword. It's going to require 4 swords, and each sword is going to require 1 R1 slash if you're on PS4, or 1 right bumper if you're on Xbox, and then 4 R2s or 4 right triggers if you're on Xbox. And so with that strategy, if you can down Crota 4 times and hit him each time with 1 R1 and 4 R2s, then you will be able to beat Crota solo. Now that's not very easy at all. It took I remember HMO5 took him 150 hours to pull this off, and so it can definitely take you a long time because there's a lot of other factors that go into this, like the boomer shooting you, like the sword disappearing. There are a lot of other factors going into this, and I'm not going to get into all of those. I'm just simply going to break down the strategies and show you the different comparative analysis, because I find it very interesting that each character has to use a very different way in order to bring Crota down. But I also what I find interesting is that each character has the ability to bring Crota down, which is really nice in the argument that, you know, a lot of people make where, oh, you know, Hunter Master Race or Titan Master Race or Warlock Master Race. Well, there really isn't any Master Race, you know, in terms of beating Crota solo, because every character is able to beat him. Now, does one character have an easier time than others? Probably the Warlock has an easier time than all the other characters, but it is possible for every character to solo Crota. It is possible for every character to do the most difficult task in Destiny, soloing the hardest raid currently that there is. So I think that's pretty good evidence that there isn't really a master race, but maybe I'm wrong. Let me know in the comments which class you think is the true master race. Now moving on, I'm going to go on to the Warlock strategy for downing Crota or bringing Crota to a knee. Alright, now the first thing you're going to need to know about soloing Crota on hard mode is that you're going to need a chest piece known as the Starfire Protocol. With this chest piece, it gains you an additional fusion grenade, and with 2 fusion grenades and the perk on the Sunsinger class, the Touch of Flame, which allows all grenades to ignite enemies, you will be able to do enough DPS to Crota in a short amount of time so that you can bring him down or make him kneel solo. So what you'll have to do with this one is shoot 1 Gjallarhorn, throw a fusion grenade, shoot a second Gjallarhorn, pick up the sword, jump up to the platform, and then throw a second fusion grenade as you approach Crota. That combination together will bring Crota down and allow you to attack him using 1 R1 and 4 R2s. Now, like I said before, there's a lot more that goes into this than just downing Crota. Of course, there's a lot more to the strategy, but for the sake of simplicity and keeping this video short, I'm going to keep it just to how to down Crota or how to make Crota kneel. And so that was the Warlock strategy, and so now I'm going to go over the third and final character, the Hunter strategy for how to down Crota. So as a Hunter, what you're going to need to do is you're going to need to shoot a Gjallarhorn, throw a throwing knife, followed by a second Gjallarhorn, and then a second throwing knife, and then as you pick up the sword, you're going to jump up to Crota's platform and then throw a trip mine grenade. But it's really important that the trip mine grenade lands on Crota's head, otherwise the trip mine grenade could end up facing you and then therefore killing you, and so that's not going to help you. You're going to have to make sure to land the trip mine grenade on Crota's head, and with that all combined, that is enough DPS for the Hunter to bring Crota down or make Crota kneel. So as you can see, the Hunter may have the hardest time because he has to throw 2 throwing knives and a grenade, whereas the other 2 characters have to throw 2 grenades. But that's not the only factor that's taken into this, because the other characters do have to wear a particular exotic armor piece, whereas the Hunter has the freedom to wear any exotic armor piece, because in order to have 2 throwing knives, the Hunter does not need to wear an exotic armor piece. It's just a part of his subclass. And so you can be the judge. Let me know in the comments, which character do you think is most difficult to solo Crota with on hard mode. If any of you guys out there enjoyed this video or liked this video, if you'd give it a like, I greatly appreciate it. If you do try to solo Crota on hard mode, be sure to record it and upload it, because it's definitely a pretty difficult task to do. Thank you for watching this video, and if you want to follow my stream, I'll put a link down below, and I'll put a link to all the videos that I used in order to make this video, of all the first people who ever soloed Crota, the first person to solo as a Warlock, Titan, and a Hunter. And thank you guys for watching. This is Lucky, and have a good night.